thanks for coming back. Welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. If you want to learn about tips and tricks in photography or want to follow along in my adventures and how I got the shot, you can consider subscribing to my channel. There's the little red subscribe button down below, so that way you guys get a heads up of when I post something new. Today I want to talk about common mistakes that I've seen in landscape photography. Just general ones that I've kind of picked up or I've done along the way. So let's get started. So the first and foremost one that I really want to touch on is lazy field work. Seriously guys, stop being lazy. We're lazy. People are lazy in general, and so when we're out in the field, you know, we may have something in our frame that we don't really want in our image, and we're like, nah, it's cool, I'll just crop it out and post, or I'll just clone it out and post, or don't do that. Don't edit it out later. You're going to be spending so much time sitting here at the computer because you were lazy in the field. So then you're adding that time to the computer, which is where we don't want to be. We want to be out there taking pictures, and yet we're in here editing photos. So just take the extra 10 seconds and remove the item from your shot. So common ones, you know, you may have your wallet there or a water bottle or something that you left there. Get up and move it. You may have branches coming into your frame or something like that, and move your feet. You know, just step over a little bit and get those branches out of the way rather than cropping your image later while you're editing it. So I am still a little bad at this one. I am very good at not moving my feet backwards. So a lot of times I'm like, oh, I really like this shot. I want to get a little bit further backwards. Wait, no, right here. And I end up leaning back in this super awkward position rather than just taking one step back. So move your feet. Let's stop being lazy when we're in the field taking the pictures. And let's not add so much time to our editing process because of lazy field work. So the second one is overcomplicating your image. Now I touched on this a little bit in the last video, but really simplicity is key. We try to add just so much to our images and it just doesn't work. So if you have a lot of things that you want to put into one frame, just take multiple pictures. Just don't add it all to one. And so sometimes the best images are the most simple ones. So try to just simplify your images. So another one that I want to talk about, number 3 I guess we're on, is bad lighting. So in landscape photography, the best time to take pictures is during golden hour. Not during noon. You know, not when the sun is the highest in the sky and the harshest. We want to be, you know, taking pictures at sunrise or sunset where we get that nice soft light. So if you're scheduling a landscape session or you want to go out and you want to take photos of the landscape, try to plan it around the hours that are going to give you that nice soft light rather than, you know, planning it around noon or so. Sometimes it's inevitable. Sometimes we're on a trip and that's just when you're at that spot at that time. So you just got to take the picture and work with what you got. But try to plan it when you're actually going to be able to get that soft, beautiful light for your landscape image. The fourth one that I wanted to touch on would be exposure. So either overexposing or underexposing. So a lot of times what we do is we rely on our LCD on our camera. So we rely on the screen to tell us if we exposed it correctly. Don't do that. You need to rely on your histogram. Now your histogram is a very important way or a very accurate way to actually figure out if you're exposed correctly. It'll show you if you have too much highlights or if your shadows are too dark. But your LCD is not going to give you an accurate representation of your exposure. So pay attention to your histogram while you're taking the shot. This also comes back to lazy field work. So sometimes we'll sit there and we'll take a picture and it'll be underexposed or overexposed, and we're gonna sit there and we're like, it's okay, I got Lightroom. Now, Lightroom does a lot for us. Photoshop does a lot for us, but it doesn't do everything. And so make sure to just, like I always say, take that extra 10 seconds and get your exposure right at that time rather than fixing it while you're editing your pictures. Sometimes the editing isn't going to work for you. If your shadows are too dark and you try to bump up the exposure when you're editing, you're gonna get really grainy pictures. Or, you know, when you are taking the image and you just blew out all your highlights, you're not gonna get the detail back. So you want to make sure you have the detail in the highlights and the shadows when you take the picture in the field. So don't try to fix it when you come back to your computer. Again, it's just adding so much time to your computer rather than taking that time and being out in the field. So those are the common mistakes that I've seen and that I've done. So if you guys know of any or want to comment on, leave a comment below and let me know what mistakes you've seen, or if you've done these. I know I've done every single one of them. So anyways, leave me a comment. I'd love to chat with you guys. Make sure to share this video if you want with your friends so they can start learning photography tips and tricks as well. And I will see you guys in the next video.